How's it going, everyone? In one of my recent videos, I showed you guys the 9.3 ARC is finally back, but it still needs some work. So I did an oil change, I got a new battery for it, and I started up for the first time in almost 2 years in my last video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I'll link it up here in the top corner. But today, we're going to be hopefully taking the final steps to getting it back onto the road. So as you can tell from the title of this video, today we're going to be installing a new fan shroud and a new radiator. So the new fan shroud is sitting right here. The old one is, well, in two different pieces right there. And the radiator is still in the car. You can see it's really bent up, like following my finger here, this line. I'll be able to show it much better once we get it out of the car. So the first steps in this video are going to be, well, removing the old radiator, and we'll go ahead and install the new radiator and fan shroud, and then she should be good to go after we inflate the tires. So I'm excited. Let's get to it. So I just want to give a quick shout out to whoever oriented the hose clamps on these radiator hoses, because the one right there, the part that I need to get to is like on the underside. It's like on a part of the car that's completely inaccessible, basically. So I just took this side off. That's what happens when you use a breaker bar. Well, I broke it loose. Up below. Shit, it's way more than I thought. New radiator for the ARC is right here. Now, one thing I want to point out, for the automatic and the manual transmission, this goes for all cars, or all Saabs at least, not just the ARC. The radiators for the automatics and the manuals are different. I ran into the same, not issue, but the same scenario when I got a new radiator for the Turbo X. Whether your car's automatic or manual, you are going to have to get a different radiator for your 9.3. So just keep that in mind. This is for the automatic transmission ARC, the B207. So we're going to go take this outside and get this in the car. But before I do that, I do want to say that I have an exterior modification for the ARC sitting inside this box. This will come in a future video, but I want to leave it up to you guys to guess down below in the comments what you think this is. I will be spoiling what this is on my Instagram before I obviously upload the video on YouTube. So if you want to see what this is before I upload it on YouTube, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, and you'll get to see what's going on with the car. So I've worked on the car a little bit since I last filmed. I have the front bumper off now. It's really difficult to get this radiator out. I mean, it's when I did the intercooler on the Turbo X, I took out whatever this piece of metal is. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that should allow me more access to the radiator and unbolting it from the intercooler, because I have one undone right there, but this other one is just being a pain in the ass. So I think next step is going to be to take this off, and that'll just give me all the room in the world that I should need to get to the radiator and finally get it off. Go ahead, everyone who's going to comment and complain about how dirty they are, just go ahead, get it out of the way, because obviously I don't already know how dirty they are, but go ahead, make another comment. So I apologize for not filming much there. I just kind of was working with my dad. We were just kind of like on a grind trying to figure this crap out. But the old radiator is finally out. I'll get a better view of it there for you guys in a minute. But now we're going to take our new radiator, connect the fan shroud to it, which I have sitting right there, because connecting it now is going to be easier than connecting it once it's in the car, and hopefully we'll finish this up tonight. So it's the light that's creating that effect on the radiator. So the fins aren't destroyed, despite it looking like the fins are destroyed. So now we're going to attach the fan shroud to the radiator before we put it in the car. So now we're going to try and drop the new radiator in, and hopefully we'll be all good. So for the most part, the radiator is in place. Obviously it's not exactly where it should be, but it's in there nonetheless. So now I'm just going to start by slowly putting all this shit back together. I got a lot to put back together, that's for sure. So I was just so excited getting everything back together. My dad and I were just going on a grind, so I didn't really film much. Obviously it's not completely back together. I've started it up, letting it run right now. It's started back up, no problem once again. I'm just waiting for the car to get back up to temperature so I can top off the coolant, but I mean, she's running really, really good right now. Of course, still smells terrible, but that's why I have some fuel cleaner, or some fuel system cleaner. My camera will focus. There we go, fuel system cleaner right there. So yeah, she's just running right now. It's up to temperature, so hopefully that coolant level will start to drop, and I'm checking for leaks. It seems to be completely fine right now. Then I'm going to put the bumper on, wrap her all up, fill up the tires, and we'll be ready to take her for her first drive, and I'll do that in a separate video. I haven't checked my face, but I'm pretty sure it's completely filthy, so if it is, I apologize. But I'm gonna let the car run a little bit longer, top off the coolant, and then we're gonna throw the bumper back on and lower it. I'm gonna do this as fast as I can, see how fast I can put the bumper on. I'm gonna try and do it in under 5 minutes. So, ready, set, go. Eight minutes. I expected better of myself. I expected better. So it's like 11 o'clock at night. I figure I'll just save pumping up the tires for tomorrow when I go and drive it for the first time. So that'll probably be the next upload, is the first drive of this car in 2 years. I have no idea how the transmission's gonna act. I lost a little bit of transmission fluid when I took out one of the transmission lines for the radiator. I probably lost about like 8 ounces or so. So I might have to top that off, but for now, that's it for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, I apologize for not showing like every single little step, but I've really learned that when I'm not doing that, it just makes everything like so much easier, and I just like get in this mindset where I'm just like, I just want to get it done, and then I just kind of forget that the camera's sitting over there in the corner. So if you enjoyed this video still, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.
Check your body.